Hi, my name is Matt Sanders. This is my LE3 peer group gallery conversation. Um, my instructional unit was taken from FIED, from an academic standard about throwing and catching. The age group I worked with was uh, kindergarten through second grade, ages 4 to 7 was the range. It was in a school-based setting, ESY specifically. Uh, I have the different profiles I have to learn or use or accommodate for were students with an ASD diagnosis and also students with DCD diagnosis, um, and one with a 504 with some SEL goals and learning. So a lot of the instruction had to be thought out, planned well. It went and fell into our schedule as far as routine, because routine is really important with those students. So it was a daily time that we had to for small group activity. The setting was inside our mini gym, kind of a smaller gym. We had about 10 to 15 minutes every day, and I modified and used some of this curriculum in some of those activities. So I was planning for a group. The group specifically was about 7 students, but the range that I was working with and focusing on was 4. So my overall approach to designing kind of justice-centered instruction, a lot of it for me when I approach most standards, but especially when it comes to physical activity in sports and athletics, I like to think of the student with the least amount of athletic ability and or least amount of exposure to athletics or sports that are organized in some way. I firmly believe that movement is a huge part of educational pieces and just life. And I focus a lot, but I've also seen in my experience in subbing and just even with my own children that the benefit of having accommodation and having inclusion in that is huge, because otherwise a lot of students will think, I'm not athletic, I don't play on the baseball team, I don't play on the football team, I don't play lacrosse or hockey or whatever said sport is, basketball. So then they immediately write off their ability to have athletics or sport or movement as part of their life. They think, I'm not this, I'm not on this elite thing. I'm not on this elite traveling team where my parents have to spend hundreds of dollars for me to play this sport, and I'm also playing with other children that also come from that. So I try to really think about how can my instruction or how can my unit or lesson plan set those aside and focus on those that maybe don't have a chance to go to a park and play with other kids a lot, maybe don't have the opportunity or access to equipment, organized team sports. Maybe their only exposure is in the educational setting due to socioeconomic constraints, a numerous amount of things. So I feel like my overall approach is to how can I design this for the least and move from there, use UDL kind of framework in that. So my key instructional design insights were that most of the instruction